The 1996 Lincoln 1-cent penny coin carries a fascinating story that blends history, artistry, minting technology, and a magic of numismatic surprises that continue to capture collectors' hearts. Though at first glance it may seem like just another common cent from the modern era, the reality is that certain era varieties from this year have elevated the coin to legendary status in the auction world, where it has been repeatedly spotlighted and sold for astonishing figures. To understand why, let's dive into the journey of this little copper-plated zinc piece and see how it transformed from pocket change to a star in coin collecting circles. The Lincoln cent itself has a proud legacy that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Its introduction marked a dramatic shift in U.S. coinage because it was the first circulating coin to feature a real historical figure rather than allegorical symbols. By the time 1996 arrived, the design had already been in circulation for decades, retaining Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse. The reverse in 1996 still displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. Collectors often admire the way Lincoln's seated statue can be seen between the columns if you look closely, making this reverse one of the most detailed designs for a cent. The 1996 issues were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with billions of pieces released into circulation. Because of this high mintage, most people assumed there was nothing particularly special about them. But coin errors have a way of surprising us. Minting is an industrial process, and with billions of coins struck, mistakes are inevitable. For 1996, a few rare but dramatic mint errors surfaced, creating a storm of excitement among collectors and dealers. These included off-center strikes, double dies, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Each of these minting anomalies transformed an ordinary penny into something truly extraordinary. One of the most famous errors from this year involves dramatic off-center strikes, where Lincoln's face is partially missing, leaving blank spaces on the coin that immediately draw the eye. Others showcased doubled features, where details such as the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," or the word "Liberty" appeared doubled due to slight misalignments during the striking process. Then there are the wrong planchet errors, instances where the Lincoln design was accidentally struck on a coin blank intended for another denomination, like a dime. These particular mistakes are incredibly rare, and whenever they surface, they command enormous attention at auctions. Collectors find coins like this captivating not only for their rarity, but also for their ability to tell a story about the minting process itself. Every error coin is essentially a frozen moment of human or mechanical oversight, a tiny piece of history that slipped past the quality controls of the U.S. Mint. For collectors, it is like holding a secret in their hands, something that was never meant to exist, yet carries undeniable authenticity. What makes the 1996 penny even more exciting is how its error varieties have repeatedly made waves in the auction world. Time and again, these coins resurface, attracting intense bidding wars from collectors eager to secure such a unique piece. Some sales have set record highs, with realized prices shocking even seasoned numismatists. The coin's appearances at auctions across the United States have built a reputation around it, giving the 1996 penny a mystique that other modern cents rarely achieve. The repetition of its auction success also reinforces its desirability, proving that this is not a one-time phenomenon, but a consistent trend in the numismatic market. From a design standpoint, the coin remains a testament to American artistry and symbolism. Lincoln's portrait, though by then familiar, never lost its power. It represented not only a president, but also ideals of unity, perseverance, and leadership. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse tied the design to national heritage, further deepening its meaning for collectors. Having such profound symbolism struck into a coin that later appeared with striking mint errors only adds to the appeal. It is as if a symbol of American endurance was given an even more unique twist, further highlighting its story. The widespread use of copper-plated zinc planchets since 1982 also plays into the coin's narrative. While earlier Lincoln cents were made of mostly copper, by 1996 the penny had a thin copper plating over a zinc core. This composition sometimes made the coins prone to flaws like plating bubbles or surface cracks, which also produced unique and collectible varieties. These smaller anomalies, though not as valuable as major errors, still attract attention and often serve as an entry point for beginning collectors learning about the world of minting mistakes. AS demand for U.S. error coins continues to grow, the 1996 penny has become a favorite among both casual hobbyists and serious investors. The auction market has shown again and again that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices for pristine examples of rare errors. What began as a coin worth just 1 cent has been elevated to values ranging between $37,000 and $169,000, depending on the error type, condition, and level of demand at the time of sale. The fact that this range has been validated in repeated auctions gives buyers confidence that the value of these coins will remain strong and possibly even increase as more people discover their allure. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these coins in loose change or tucked away in an old collection. Stories circulate in numismatic circles of individuals who stumbled upon an odd-looking penny, only to later learn that it was one of the coveted 1996-era varieties. The shock of realizing that a coin worth just a cent could command tens of thousands of dollars at auction has made these finds legendary. It's part of what makes coin collecting such a captivating hobby. The idea that treasures are still hiding in plain sight, waiting for sharp eyes to discover them. The legacy of the 1996 Lincoln penny continues to grow as each auction appearance adds to its mythology. Collectors who secure one know they're holding not only a financial asset, but also a piece of history that ties back to both Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy and the fascinating quirks of American minting. With every bidding war and every record-setting sale, the coin further cements its reputation as a modern marvel in the world of numismatics. In the end, the story of the 1996 Lincoln 1-cent coin is about more than just money. It's about history, art, accident, and discovery. It's about how a small coin can carry with it the weight of a nation's past and the excitement of unexpected rarity. For those lucky enough to own one, it represents a bridge between everyday currency and extraordinary collectible. And for those who continue to search, it remains a symbol of possibility, proof that sometimes the smallest objects hold the greatest surprises. Today, with values ranging from $37,000 to $169,000, depending on rarity and condition, the 1996 Lincoln penny remains one of the most talked about coins of its era. Its repeated appearances in major auctions ensure that it will never fade into obscurity, always resurfacing to captivate a new generation of collectors. From pocket change to prized possession, it is the kind of coin that keeps the spirit of numismatics alive, reminding us all that even the humblest cent can hold a story worth far more than its face value. The 1989 Lincoln 1-cent penny coin is one of those pieces of American currency that continues to surprise both casual collectors and seasoned numismatists with its fascinating blend of history, artistry, minting quirks, and rare errors that have elevated its standing in the world of collectible coins. At first glance, it might appear to be just another common penny from the late 20th century, something billions of Americans used in their daily transactions without a second thought. Yet within this small copper-plated zinc coin lies a story that is as rich as the history it represents. And for certain rare varieties, its value has soared into figures that make jaws drop at auctions across the country. To truly appreciate why this coin has achieved such a status, we need to take a journey back to its origins, its design, the minting process, and ultimately how rare varieties transformed an ordinary cent into a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was a monumental departure from the coins that came before it. Instead of allegorical figures representing liberty or ideals, the United States Mint placed the face of a real person on circulating coinage for the first time. None other than Abraham Lincoln, the beloved 16th President of the United States. His likeness was chosen to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth, and the design by Victor David Brenner quickly became iconic. By 1989, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for 80 years, and while the basic obverse design of Lincoln's profile had endured, the reverse had shifted over the decades. In 1959, the wheat ears on the back were replaced with a Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1989 penny, therefore, carried a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a pairing that collectors had grown deeply familiar with. But the story of the 1989 cent goes beyond mere design. By this time, the U.S. Mint had switched to a copper-plated zinc composition, beginning in 1982, because rising copper prices had made the production of solid copper cents economically impractical. This new composition consisted of a zinc core with a thin outer plating of copper, which gave the coin its familiar appearance, but also introduced new challenges and potential for unique minting errors. With billions of these coins struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the vast majority were ordinary pocket change. Yet every so often, minting mistakes slipped through the rigorous process and produced coins that would one day command astonishing values. The errors associated with the 1989 Lincoln cent are what have truly made this issue legendary. Some of the most sought-after varieties include dramatic off-center strikes, where Lincoln's portrait is only partially visible, leaving a striking blank crescent on the coin. Others showcase double dies, where inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or even the date itself appear doubled due to slight misalignments in the die production process. These doubled features are immediately recognizable and have fascinated collectors for decades. Even rarer are wrong planchet errors, where the Lincoln cent design was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a dime or another denomination. These anomalies create coins that were never meant to exist, and because of their rarity, they often sell for incredible sums at auction. The appeal of such error coins lies in the story they tell. Each one is a testament to the complexities of the minting process, where precision is expected, but human error or mechanical hiccups can create once-in-a-lifetime treasures. For collectors, discovering or acquiring a 1989 Lincoln cent with such an error feels like uncovering a hidden piece of history, a coin that bridges the gap between the everyday and the extraordinary. This is why the 1989 penny has repeatedly found its way to the spotlight at auctions. Time and again, collectors have placed aggressive bids on these rare varieties, driving prices higher and higher. Some auction houses have recorded multiple sales of the 1989 era cent, reinforcing its status as a highly desirable piece of modern American coinage. When one examines the design of the 1989 penny, it becomes clear why its enduring appeal adds another layer to its collectibility. Lincoln's stoic profile on the obverse, crafted by Brenner decades earlier, captures the essence of a leader who guided the nation through one of its darkest times. On the reverse, Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design adds symbolic depth, with Lincoln's statue faintly visible between the columns, a detail that has long fascinated collectors for its intricacy on such a small canvas. The combination of historical symbolism and artistry makes the coin significant even without errors, but when minting mistakes are present, they become amplified in importance and desirability. It is also worth noting that the copper-plated zinc composition of the 1989 penny has its own quirks. These coins sometimes developed plating bubbles, cracks, or other imperfections that collectors occasionally consider desirable. While not all of these minor flaws are valuable, they add to the diversity of the 1989 cent story and create stepping stones for beginning collectors to explore error coins before venturing into the rarer, high-value varieties. Auction history has been especially kind to the 1989 Lincoln cent error coins. Their repeated appearances in major sales have solidified their reputation as treasures of modern numismatics. Bidding wars often erupt, with collectors determined to secure these scarce pieces. Prices realized at auction have been nothing short of remarkable, with certain rare examples reaching values between $29,520 and $183,000, depending on condition, error type, and market demand. The fact that these numbers are not isolated incidents, but have been echoed in multiple auctions only enhances the coin's allure, creating an ongoing narrative of desirability and high valuation. Collectors are drawn not only by the monetary value, but also by the thrill of discovery. Stories abound of individuals stumbling upon strange-looking pennies in circulation, only to later realize they had a rare 1989 era variety worth a fortune. This sense of possibility, that a coin hiding in plain sight could be a life-changing treasure, is part of what makes the hobby so compelling. Every coin jar, every handful of change, carries with it the potential for discovery, and the 1989 penny has become a symbol of that excitement. The cultural and historical weight of Abraham Lincoln's image adds even more to the story. Lincoln is more than just a president on a coin. He represents resilience, unity, and moral courage. Owning a Lincoln cent, especially one as rare and valuable as a 1989 era, feels like holding a tangible piece of that legacy. It is no wonder that collectors pour their passion into acquiring these coins, seeing them not just as financial investments, but also as meaningful artifacts. As time goes on, the reputation of the 1989 Lincoln cent only grows stronger. With each auction appearance and each record-setting sale, its mythos expands. Collectors know that these coins are not just rare, but also consistent performers in the marketplace, ensuring their place in the pantheon of modern U.S. numismatics. The repeated bidding wars and high-profile sales have cemented their position, making them one of the most talked-about pennies of the late 20th century. In the end, the story of the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent coin is about transformation. What began as a simple piece of change struck in the billions has, through the quirks of minting errors and the passion of collectors, become a symbol of rarity and value. It is a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary secrets, waiting for the right eyes to uncover them. From pocket change to prized possession, the 1989 penny is proof that numismatics is not just about coins, but about discovery, history, and the thrill of the unexpected. Today, with values ranging from $29,520 to $183,000, depending on error type and condition, the 1989 Lincoln cent stands tall as one of the most captivating coins of its era. Its repeated appearances and auctions guarantee that it will remain in the spotlight, continuing to enchant collectors for generations to come. It is a story that reminds us all that sometimes the smallest coin in our pocket can carry the biggest surprises.